Alrighty, everybody. I'm going to try to make a quick demonstration on how to use the FPS Microgame to add unique enemies with unique weapons, unique bullets, unique patterns of, engaging in combat. So specifically, we're going to add visual elements to an enemy, create like a zombie prefab. I'll create a ghost prefab. I'll try to give the zombie like a fart gas weapon, and I'll try to give the ghost maybe like a shotgun or something. Um, Now, this is the standard FPS microgame. I haven't made any changes to it yet, so we should still be on the same page. Now, outside of this video, I added some assets from the asset store to my account. You guys can do that on your own time. Look up how to get assets from the asset store. I'm not going to cover that in this video. I'm going to go to Windows, and I'm going to open up my package manager. And from my package manager, I can view all of my assets. It's in this left tab on Unity 6. On other versions, there are other ways. There's like tabs up here. You want to find the My Assets tab. You could also reach the asset store from this tab usually, but I'm not going to do that right now. Now, we have a few assets I downloaded. I'm going to download this zombie asset I found. Most character models are set up in very similar ways, so I just grabbed kind of two random ones, and usually for what we're doing, they'll all work pretty much the same way. So, ghost character. And all we want to make sure of when we download these, we want to find the asset inside of them that has it should just have maybe a mesh and maybe an animator, because we're just using these for their visual components. All of the game logic is already in the FPS multigame to give them all sorts of different weapons and all sorts of different things like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drag in an FPS prefabbed enemy called the enemy hoverbot. This is the most standard enemy in the FPS game. And the first thing we're going to do is, let's just test him. Let's see how he works right now. And then we're going to change him to use the ghost model, and we'll make one use a zombie model. We'll do that in parallel, and then we'll also, at the same time, we'll add different behaviors to those different enemies. So let's do that. So I'm going to take this enemy hoverbot. I'm actually going to take two of them. And I'm also going to drag in from my assets that I downloaded. I have a zombie folder, and I downloaded this ghost character. So from this ghost character, I'll find the prefabbed ghost character. And any character you find online will usually have prefabs like this. Now, this one has a character controller. I don't want that. I want to find one that just has an animator. And if I can't do that, then I might just take the... Well, I can't find that. So I'm just going to grab the one that has the character controller. I don't need that, so I'm just going to delete the character controller out of it. And I'm going to delete this ghost script because I don't want any scripts. I just want this animator with the ghost. Now, I haven't looked at this ghost. I don't know if that's all going to work, but it should be fine for what we're doing. It'll at the very least be good enough. I'm also going to grab this zombie, and I'll grab his prefabs. And this guy needs a texture update for Unity 6, and he has a controller, and he's just an animator. He has a mesh in here somewhere that we could see. I mean, we could see it, so we know that there's a mesh in here somewhere. It doesn't really matter. So we have this ghost, we have this zombie. I got rid of everything besides just the animator and the stuff inside of it, which is just, they're all just visual components. I can go through and double check. Mesh render, that's just what we're seeing. This is stuff for the animator. We don't care about it really that much. We just want to make sure we just have visual components in here. Now, in my enemy hoverbot, all of these components, all of these game objects, have to do with the in-game behaviors of this character, except for the basic robot component. This is purely visual. This basic robot component is purely visual. It's just what we see when we're fighting this robot. I'm going to delete the basic robot, and I'm just going to drag in a ghost. I'm going to go to this one. I'm going to delete the basic robot, and I'm just going to drag in a zombie. Now, the visual components for these enemies are now the zombie and the ghost. I'm going to press play. There's going to be some errors because we just have to change something in the transform. I'm just going to show you guys those errors first. So they're kind of working, but you can see that for this ghost, the bullet, like it's off center kind of. Like the ghost and the zombie aren't matching where they actually are. They don't line up exactly with their health bars. We want to make sure to click on these assets and make sure their position transforms are all 0, 0. And for this ghost, I'm actually going to increase his Y by 1. And for this zombie, let's set him to 0, 0. And this will line him up with where his parent object is. And his parent object is all the logic for his NPC. So we want to make sure to do that. Now, before we move on, this zombie is pink. I'm just going to go to Window, Rendering, Render Pipeline Converter. And I'm not really going to look at these. I'm just going to check all of them and hit Initialize and Convert. These will basically take files and update them to your current version of Unity. So my materials are all kind of either using the wrong render pipeline, usually that, or they're outdated in other ways, whatever it is. But it'll take these pink ones and it will make them so that they work in our games. While that's loading, I might want to just take a peek and see. There's a B asset that I really liked too. Rocks and Boulders, Zombie, Low FPS, Polygon. I don't have it downloaded right now. I don't want to go find it. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, the B worked really well. So the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to take a brief look at the zombies animations, because the zombie it came with has a bunch of different animations that are supposed to play at different times. We're going to be lazy and we're going to set it up so that it just plays a zombie running all the time, which is good enough for now. If you guys are curious about Unity, you can add other animations or figure out how to trigger the animations at different times. But I'm just going to get things working generally, and then you guys can pursue things that interest you the most. This is just supposed to be a brief overview to kind of see what is most interesting for you guys and try to do some stuff that's fun. Now, at this point, I would definitely be fast forwarding if I was you guys to the end of this loading bar. These are the big killers in my videos. I'm going to keep rambling while it's happening, though. Here's a quick little ramble. Let's look at the other objects in here. We have a health bar. That's this health bar up here. Anything to do with the health bar code will show up here. Besides, I think the actual health stat is in this. I think above it, there's some logic for that. The hitbox, we might want to change the hitboxes to better match what the visuals look like. The weapon root is really important. That's where we're going to go in and find all the code for what kind of weapons these characters are using. And while this is loading, maybe I can actually import some background stuff, so maybe we can change the aesthetic of the game as well. Make sure to fast forward this. I'm just going to start looking at memes. Okay, cool. So that zombie's loaded correctly. Hopefully no one was paying too much attention to my Mr. Beast video. I'll try to edit it out if it's still in here. I don't care. Alright, so when we press play, now, this is working roughly as I had originally intended. We're 8 minutes in, so not too bad. So you can see my characters are moving towards me and shooting. That is good enough. But one thing that we do want to change is that zombie is looping through a bunch of different animations. If you guys want to look it up, you could figure out how to change that zombie's animations. I'm just going to go into his animator, the controller for that animator, and I'm going to delete all of the animations besides zombie running. And now he'll just run around all the time. So I just clicked on all those things. Each of those is a different animation. They're supposed to like move between animation states depending on, you know, certain things, but we're just gonna make it so it's good enough. Now I want to start changing their guns. So I will give the ghost a shotgun, and I will give the zombie a maybe like a, I'll try to make him like a fart cannon. I don't know. I haven't made these guns before, but this it's usually pretty easy to change the weapon settings on these. So let's start with the zombie's gun. I'll go into weapon root. I'll click weapon eye lasers, and I'm actually just going to change the name of this to, let's make it weapon, you know, gas. He'll shoot a gas attack. So clip size 30, delay between shots. Let's do a longer delay between shots. Let's do like 2. Let's do bullets per shot. Let's do like 10. at like a wide spread angle. Let's say like, you know, I don't know, 30. I'm just making up random numbers. Maybe I'll do it randomly around him. Maybe I'll say like 360. I think that might maybe do any direction around him. I don't really know. I'm just messing with these. Honestly, I haven't done this before, but I'm just messing with the ammo settings. Clip size, let's do like 5. I don't know. And then, so we've changed a bunch of the settings, but we need to change this projectile. So he's going to shoot out 10 bullets in a big 360 around him using that same projectile. I want to create a new projectile that is like a farting gas cloud that's kind of slow. Let's look at the projectile he's currently using. So it's shooting all around him, that same old projectile. I want to replace that old projectile with like, you know, stinky balls of gas. So we're going to go into our FPS, our prefabs, our projectiles, and we're going to use one of these. Now I'm going to grab I'll grab the hoverbot one, and I'm actually going to copy this prefab and paste it in, and I'll rename it. Projectile fart. And we're mostly going to do, okay, so let's do max lifetime. Let's do 10 seconds. Let's find the speed on this. Let's set the speed down to 2. It's going to be really slow. It's going to last for 5 seconds. And we will make it so that it has a particle effect on it. So it's like a poopy, farty gas cloud. So let's add that. Particle system. Go, yeah. We'll do particle fart, duration 5 seconds, looping will be on, sure. I'm going to do duration 1 second. I'm going to change the renderer. I'm going to change the material to the basic particle material. Actually, let's use a smoke. I don't know where the smoke asset is coming from, but I'm going to grab that smoke material. Let's do, let's just change the color of this thing to a green color. And it'll be looping. It'll play when it spawns in. Let's have it spawn in, I don't know, 20 of these little puffs per second. Let's see how that looks. I'm not sure how that's going to look yet, but we added a particle system to this projectile, and we slowed it down. So now it should be a lot slower. And the particle system is working. Let's see what happens. Is it playing when it wakes up? Play on awake. I thought this would work. Looping is on. Play on awake. Start delay 0. Now I have to do some debugging. So particle standard. Oh, it's because I didn't put this particle onto the zombie. I didn't attach this. I didn't go into the zombie's projectile and actually change it. So if I go to weapon root, weapon gas, if we see his projectile is still projectile hoverbot, I'm going to change it to projectile fart. So weapon root, weapon gas. I'm going to change the projectile this gun is shooting to the fart projectile that we just made. So we made a new prefab for a fart projectile, and we gave it to the zombie's weapon. Let's see how that goes. It should be slower, and it should make fart gas. Okay, that is kind of working. It's slow, and it's making fart gas, but those projectiles are, they're shooting way too far away from where I was expecting. So let's just change the emission on that. Let's make it so that they're slower. Start speed, let's do 0.1. Let's do on the actual mesh, I'm actually going to I'm actually going to color this green. So I'll just switch this to a different color. This is actually going to color all of them because I'm using the same material as the other ones, but I'm just going to do this. I'll make it green. And I'm actually going to make it I'm just making it kind of green. And on the fart emission, so this is what the projectile is going to look like. It's going to be shooting out these green things. I'm going to change the... Actually, let's just try it. Let's just see what it looks like. Okay, so those are my new fart projectiles. I think they're still a little fast, and so I'm going to lower the speed on them. So I'm going to go into my projectile fart. I'm going to set the speed down to, I'll set it down to 0.5. And I'm actually going to go into the, it's the renderer. Is this an actual hitbox? Where's the actual hitbox? Okay, it's a radius. Oh, so here's tip. Okay, so I'm just going to move the tip back. And I'm actually just going to hide this mesh. And now when I press play, let's see what it looks like. So I just unchecked the mesh because I didn't want to see that visual, but I also don't know if that's like actually part of the hitbox or not. I don't know if it's using that as the hitbox. Okay, so now that's not a zombie. He farts every once in a while. The farts are a little slow. When I touch them, I take damage. So that'll be my zombies effect. I could increase the size on these hitboxes, actually. They're a little small. I'm going to go into the projectile again, and I'm going to increase the radius of the projectile. So let's do radius is 0.1. Yeah, let's just do radius of 1. So now that is the hitbox for the projectile's damage, which I think should make sense in the game. Let's see how it looks. Okay, cool. So that'll be my zombies projectile. Is that fart projectile? Okay, yeah, that killed me really fast, which is fine. It should kill you pretty fast. It's a slow-moving projectile. So that'll be my fart projectile. That'll be my finished zombie. And now I'm going to go back and I'm going to do the ghost, and we'll change the ghost gun. For the ghost gun, let's do something simpler. We'll keep the same projectile. Actually, you know what? I lied. We're going to go into the weapon root. We'll rename this weapon, shotgun. And there is actually a default shotgun projectile in here, so I'll give it that projectile. Weapon gas, weapon... Actually, let's call it a ghost blast. And we'll give it a shotgun projectile. We'll give it bullets per shot, let's say 20. We'll give it a spread angle of, let's say, 80. And I'm actually going to slow down my zombie. I just remembered. Let's go to zombies NPC. This is not a hoverbot anymore. This is now an enemy zombie. Great spelling. Zombie. And I just want to change his movement speed. .5. Let's change his movement speed to 1, so he'll be way slower. Maybe you could change him back to a walking animation. I'm not going to do that, but I would just change out this zombie and just get a new animator and just use this walking animation. Doesn't really matter. Let's go to Ghost, Weapon Root, Ghost Blast, and we change it to a shotgun projectile. Delay between shots. So let's make him shoot every, 2 seconds. This zombie, yeah, let's make him shoot every 2 seconds. Bullet spread angle, 80. Bullets per shot, 20. Let's give him a clip size of 5. Shell casing. Let's find a game object for a shell casing. That seems cool. Assets. So let's make it so that every time he shoots, one of these will drop on the floor, whatever asset I pick here. He'll do a shell casing with lollipops. Doesn't really matter. Lollipops will work. Eject port. I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know what these options do, but let's see if it spawns in one of these things. No, it doesn't work. Let's not do it. I'm not going to mess with it. Okay. Ammo reload rate. Doesn't really matter. Weapon animator. Don't care. No, he doesn't have an animated weapon. Audio resource. Okay, so I think that's fine. So I dragged the shotgun prefab into here. I didn't create a new prefab for this guy. And I changed I increased the spread. I put 20 bullets per shot. Let's see how it looks. Okay, so if I'm close to that ghost, he shotguns me for a ton of damage. He's very inaccurate. I'm actually going to lower the spread on his shotgun a little bit. Let's go to ghost. blast, and let's do spread. Instead of 80, let's do 45. That's still a lot of spread, but it'll be a little bit more precise. And those will be my 2 enemies. Is there anything else I want to change about them? Let me think. So I have a zombie that chases you and farts all over the place. I have a pretty weak ghost. Oh, I could give them different health stats. So maybe the zombies got a lot of health because zombies are usually kind of tanky in games. The zombie's also killing himself. He's walking into his own projectiles, which I'm totally fine with if he has a lot of health. So I will go into my zombie, and let's find his health stat. It's going to be in one of these scripts somewhere. Health, max health. Let's give him 1,000. And let's give the ghost, maybe ghosts are really weak. I'll give the ghost a small amount of health, and maybe he'll be like a frequent enemy as a small health, high damage. If you get close to him, ghost, I'll make him a little faster. Let's do max health 1. He just gets one shot by everything. And I'll put up his speed a little bit since he's so weak and easy to kill. I'll put his speed to 60. That's way too fast. I'll put up his speed to 10. So now you kind of have to kill these guys. They're going to be faster than you. They're going to run up with a shotgun, and they'll do ungodly amounts of damage if you let them get to you. But as like a counterplay option, he's still not as fast as me. Let me put up his speed again. I'm going to put up his speed at his fire rate. And then we'll add some environmental stuff, and then maybe different guns for the player. So this is a ghost. This is his weapon root. I wanted to increase his speed. So let's give his speed. Oh, did I not save it? Speed, let's say 30. And I wanted to increase his fire rate. Weapon, ghost blast. Oh yeah, delay between shots too. What was I thinking? Let's just do 0.5. That's gonna be really fast, so he's gonna be kind of scary. But I want it to be kind of scary. And then we want to add a bunch of these ghosts, maybe, and maybe a couple of zombies. The zombies are going to be obnoxious. He's shooting twice. Why is he shooting like? Okay, he died to the zombie. Okay. So now we want to add a lot of these enemies, and obviously having a zombie around. Maybe you could like kite a big swarm of ghosts into a zombie to kill them off easier. But we don't have a good way to copy these yet. Let's drag these into the prefab folder. So we made new enemies. We're going to drag our new enemies that we made into this prefab folder. I'm going to create a original prefab because I don't want to change something in here and then have it change over there. Enemy hoverbot. Is this my ghost? This should be named ghost. Enemy ghost. And now the next thing we're going to do is actually change some of the setting because I actually hate how this game looks by default with these I just hate how the game looks by default. So I'm going to build a level over here. This is also done in the preview videos, but I'm not too worried about that. So in this level thing, let's drag in some new assets. Did I download them yet? Let's go to Window, Package Manager, and I'm going to grab Low Poly FPS Map. No, I hate that pack. I know what that is. RPG Poly Pack. This looks pretty nice. I'm going to put some grass down. I'll put some simple buildings. And maybe we'll put some mountains. And I assume everything's going to be pink because usually whenever I download assets, they're all pink. But let's grab some stuff. Nature, terrain. Yeah, let's put down. I'm just going to stretch out whatever this terrain is. So rectangle tool. I'm just going to, oops. So this will be, whoops. Where's my normal resize tool? Why am I using this one? That's fine, I don't care. Okay, obviously that's really big, but it's fine. Put some mountains. And then we'll go to maybe throw in some, trees. There's faster ways to put in lots of trees at once, but it's okay. Everything's pink right now. I'm going to fix that. I'm going to go to Window, and this is going to take a while, but if I go to Render Pipeline Converter, and let's do upgrade all our materials. This might take a while to load again, but there's one more important step. If we look up here, Nav Mesh Surface, we do need to rebake that once we add this stuff in. So we do need to make sure to do that. This is going to take a while because it's going to upgrade a few of these things. We're at 25 minutes on this video. I'm fine with it taking a little while. Fast forward through it if this is taking too long. Okie dokie. Okay, cool. So this looks pretty good. I'm going to drag in some little houses, structures, and I did completely ignore this part of the map, but it's fine. I'm just going to grab some structures, throw these in. These have mesh renders. They don't have hitboxes. Does this stuff have hitboxes? Oh, well, that's okay. I'll add it to all of them at once. And it might be a little inefficient, but it's fine. So this will be my little village, and we'll say that zombies are invading the village or something. And that'll be like the theme of my game. What did I do? Where did that wood path go? Copy, paste. Okay, this will be, well, all right, whatever. This will be my game. I will just grab all of this stuff that I just brought in, and I'm just going to add a component to these just to make sure everything works well. Is I'm going to add a mesh renderer, mesh collider, which is going to be a little inefficient. I don't know if I should make it convex or not. I'm gonna check convex. I think it works better, and I'm gonna drag all of this stuff into the level, and I should organize that a little bit better than I did, but it's fine. It's all on the level, and I'm also just gonna make sure to rebake my nav mesh. So this is gonna be what my NPCs can walk on. And now I'll grab some of those enemy NPCs we added, and I'll add them to this village. So we'll go to my FPS, prefabs. We'll go to my enemies. And maybe I'll add some zombies all over this area. And we can also lower their detection radius. It might matter if you want to lower their detection radius. And maybe I'll add some ghosts. And I want to add ghosts quickly, so maybe I will be a little bit of a cheater and select all of these ghosts, copy them, paste them, and then move them over here, copy, paste. So there's going to be a lot of ghosts. Copy, paste, and just for good luck, we're going to grab all the ghosts. I'm going to hold shift, I'm going to click on these, I'm going to hit copy, paste, grab this blue arrow, move them up here. Now there's going to be a million ghosts, a couple of zombies, and it's going to be a total nightmare, but we should be able to do it. Obviously, I want to organize my hierarchy better, so I'll do that now. The game is lagging a little bit, which is also not my intention. It's fine. I did add a lot. So now here, a million ghosts. I should upgrade my gun. It's hard. So yeah, we can very quickly have very different and like it's a very different vibe than what you guys started with, and we want to change like I'm gonna upgrade my own gun to make it stronger because mine is just not very good right now. So where is my player? Where's my gun? Player controller, player weapon, jetpack, actor. Wait, jetpack? Is jetpack unlocked at the start? Yeah, I'll turn that on. Wait, where's my player's gun? Okay, maybe I'll just go into prefabs. Pick up launcher, pick up shotgun, pick up jetpack, pick up blaster. I'll just add a new pickup blaster and I'll just set the fire rate of this one to... Wait, where's the... There it is. Okay, weapon controller. I'm just going to set the fire rate of this one to bullets per shot, let's say 20. Delay between shots, almost none. Clip size, 100. Let's do 1,000. Max ammo. I'm just going to give myself 1,000,000 ammo just because I'm testing. Doesn't really matter. Okay. I'm going to grab that blaster at the start. Obviously, you could edit these pickup items the same way we edit these mobs. We actually might do that together in a second if we have time. I just want to make it very, very easy for myself to walk around and explore and win very easily. Haha. Delay between shots, let's do 0.001. That will shoot very quickly. Okay, this is now a completely... Oh, I died. Oh my god, I died even with my completely obscene device. That's okay. Obviously, you want to side reset. Counter that, you'll okay, let's. Well, I've already kind of made a custom. I made this custom weapon that I'm picking up right now. But yeah, so I guess that's everything I wanted to do. This custom weapon I picked up, obviously, the same way we created the creatures. Hell on this. All the settings, all kinds of different ways. Obviously, the mesh of this hill doesn't perfectly line up with it, but it is what it is. And yeah, you can increase the player movement speed. Why am I sliding? I like sliding. Now this looks like an enemy. Anyway, he must be stuck inside of this house, isn't he? But yeah, that's the idea. I added a completely new scene. My movement is a little glitchy though. Let me look at my scene and see what's going on with my movement. Is it because there's 2 layers of platform right on top of each other? Is it because the mesh for the ground is not perfectly flat? Yes, it is. That is the problem. Okay, so my player's having a slightly slippy slidey kind of movement on this ground. It's because there's like a slight slope to it. But we can just call that a feature. So this slide right here is because I'm holding spacebar, and now it's sliding me backwards like I'm going downhill. And it's way too easy for me to walk up really vertical surfaces. Let's see how well that works. So obviously there's a few little like errors to be aware of, but you could just be aware of those in map design, and you can also just like right now I'm just walking into this wall, and it's just letting me up. But you can just design your map knowing these limitations and this weirdness and all of these mechanics, and just work around them. Have like a sniper enemy that has a weapon that like stands up on a mountain like this. Also, obviously I made like the most broken gun I can think of. Alright, cool. I think I'm just gonna turn this off. That was 40 minutes. I haven't taken fall damage, which means that I think it thinks I'm still falling. Does it? I'm not sliding, so maybe this house has a guy stuck in it too. Like right now I'm falling. I just want to see what it does. Because right now I'm sliding down the slope. This surface really shouldn't be slow. Yeah, so make sure you're getting your ground perfectly flat. My ground is not perfectly flat, so. I'm getting a lot of weird slipping and sliding action going on. Alright, I'm ending this tutorial. If I see stuff like this, it would be very cool. Oh, he's stuck in this house because his path got blocked by the walls of that house. That's so funny. Wait, 1 enemy left. Wait, it actually tracks how many enemies I've killed? The 1 enemy left is under the map though, right? Because he would be down here. Oh yeah, defeat all the enemies in the map. 53 out of 50. I had 52 out of 50. I didn't even notice. Alright, I'm just having fun at this point. I gotta turn this off.